my other camera died. I don't know what that's all about. But like I was saying, about an hour to assemble the Zoomed Iguanarium. So I'm going to take a break a second, see what's up with this other camera, and then I will give you guys a review and my thoughts on the assembly. See you in a little bit. Alright guys, so it's about the mid-80s out here in lovely Southeast Virginia. Took me about an hour to assemble my second Zoomed Iguanarium. So now I'm going to talk a little bit about features and give you a review of what I think of them. Before I get too far ahead of myself here, today is Memorial Day. Time for us to just reflect on the sacrifices of the men and women in the armed forces that have given their lives for our freedom. So that's what the day is all about. I know it's barbecues, it's fun, it's officially, you know, start of summer for some folks, but it's to honor those that have given everything for us, for our freedom, to allow us to do these goofy YouTube videos that are fun, but, you know, nowhere near as important as what the men and women of the armed forces are doing for us. So that's my little happy Memorial Day to everybody. So let's get back into the, you know, little less somber stuff, and that is the assembly of Zoomed's Reptibreeze Iguanarium. Whew, it's hot out here. I'm sweating. This particular camera shut off on me after 19 minutes. I haven't checked my GoPro yet, so I wanted to do a time lapse of the whole thing. It took me a little less than an hour to put the second one together. I didn't have to look at the instructions. It's This is the first one that I put together. So I did look at the instructions for that one. It's pretty straightforward. If you've ever done anything with a Reptibreeze screen enclosure, you know, match the letters up. So I didn't, you know, I knew exactly what to do. Didn't have to look at the instructions for the second one. Excuse me. So anyways, what do we got here? 4 feet tall, 18 inches deep, 3 feet wide. Paperwork says that it's good for an up to 3-foot iguana. You know, I think as a temporary sunning enclosure, that's good, and that's all that I intend on using them for Bosque and Tiamat. Neither one of them are 3 feet long, so I do, you know, I wouldn't keep them in something like this permanently, and I say that, but you know, right now I have Tiamat in a 4 foot by 2 foot by 2 foot, which has slightly less square footage than this, so depending on what I can do with my room, I might end up keeping her in one of these. I'm not sure. But anyways, it's got this top opening door. It's got this door right here with these little clasps right here. And so that opens that way. This door is probably a little more awkward. This would be for, I guess, water dishes, food dishes, cleaning up the substrate. Excuse me, got a tickle in my throat. Definitely have to figure out a way to hold it up there if you were going to do anything prolonged in there and work with anything. But so clasp like that. I would want something a little more, and here's a critique part, a little more secure than these ones. This one is snug. This one, when I go to roll it, I mean, these things are popping right off. So if I had one of my iguanas in here and was rolling this thing along, this door is going to pop open on me. So I'll probably, you know, a carabiner or something to secure this a little bit better, but that is easy for me to undo on this end if I have to get in there and do anything. Same thing with both the top doors. I definitely, you know, they seem pretty snug, but I would want something that I could positively lock. You know, not just this little clasp that could easily be bumped open, and this is not that heavy. Bosque could easily get out of this. Sturdy. These things are very sturdy. At least they appear to me. So we got about a 1/2 inch by 1 inch is what the wire is. So any medium-sized lizards could stay in here. My nightingales could probably stay in here. They can't get through this. The babies could, but not the adults. So on the inside, there's 8 of these, 4 up top, 4 on the bottom, and that's what provides it with a little bit of stability. And this is what takes the longest when you're assembling it. Just a basking shelf, I'll probably put food up here for them. I'm not sure yet. Just see how it goes. Obviously, I need to do some get some decorations. I don't know if I'm going to do cages by design and get their artificial log, Y log, and a straight log with the base, like I have in Bosk's Enclosure now, or if I'm going to go with some hollow cork bark tubes, you know, 3 foot long ones, 4 foot long ones. But either way, that, you know, decorating it's going to be somewhat expensive. Overall, I like it. Just being able to secure the doors a little bit better would be key for me. It's not ZoomEd's fault, I don't think. It's probably nobody's fault. But this one, I don't know if you guys noticed. I hope you noticed in the video. I haven't even looked at it yet. But this one came with some bows, some bends in the side panels. You see that little gap right there? And some of the straps were already, some of the secure wire ties were already cut. So I'm thinking, did I get a second-hand product? Did somebody start to disassemble this thing and decide they didn't want it? But all the pieces are here, everything's together. This is nothing that can't be overcome. You know, you got things sitting in a warehouse, they get shipped, they get, you know, bumped around. I'm not holding, you know, I'm not critiquing anybody on that. That happens. Still functional, still working, so no big deal as far as that is concerned. I like them. Obviously, I mean, I went ahead and I got 2 of them. Reptile Supply Company is where I got them from. The price is right. Shipping kicks it up a notch. So if you're looking around, I certainly would, you know, suggest that you go to Reptile Supply, see what they have. The prices are good. They don't do free shipping or anything. They're from the West Coast. I'm on the East Coast, so I paid a fair penny for shipping. Perhaps if there was some other company like Dr. Foster's or Triple L, and they had them, and the price might seem a little higher, but they were not doing a free shipping thing, that might be a little bit more economical for you. But if you got to pay for shipping, and any other retailer, online or otherwise, definitely Reptile Supply Company had the best prices on these enclosures. I'm trying to make sure I had some thoughts what I wanted to talk about these things, because I put this one together, the first one probably 2 weeks ago, and I was just waiting to get around to get the second one on a nice day like it was today. It was a little overcast when I started, and then the sun came out, so I had to pause and go get my sunscreen because I'm pale and pasty. I don't want to burn. And I'm still hot. I'm out here on the back porch, and what I'll do is here in a moment, I'll show you guys the cage that I built myself last summer with the thought of getting Bosk and Tiamat outside, and then I'll dig up some pictures of what it was like trying to get them out of the cage. And that's why I decided to go with these Iguanariums. They're on casters, they're lightweight. I can bring them into the house, I can roll them back into the lizard room, I can open a door, and I could coax Bosk and Tiamat out with a mealworm or whatever, let them come out on their own. I don't have to worry about reaching into this cage that I'm about to show you right now. Alright, so we're out in my garage, pigsty that it is, and this is what I built last summer. I'm not the handiest guy in the world, but I had some easy frame pieces left over, and I decided to go ahead and get some 2x2s. I had some 1/4-inch hardware cloth, and this bad boy is 4 foot long, 6 foot tall, and 2 foot deep. And I got these 2 little doors on it, and I definitely made it so that I could lock this bad boy up if I was going to keep the iguanas out there unattended. But again, you know, it's not the best quality, you know, because I am clueless when it comes to building stuff, but I gave it a good shot. And these were my doors, and so this is what I had to work with if I was going to get in and get Bosk and Tiamat. And I was going to have plants hanging, that's what that's for, and you know, plants down at the bottom, and that's a little platform, and I had some black tubing under there. I'm going to put some mulch so they could, you know, get out of the sun. But this bad boy's huge, so it's obviously not coming in the house, and I couldn't get it easily into that back porch that we were just at when I was reviewing the Iguanariums. And I'm going to show you some pictures of my hands, and I'll probably just do a little screenshot or just have it in this commentary. When I had to go in, I only had them in there one time, and they freaked out. I know it takes more than just one time for an animal to get used to something new, but both of them just, out of character, just thrashed about, tore my hands up, and I did not want to risk this enclosure, having them outside, trying to do that, them get away from me. Next thing you know, they're in my backyard, they're up a tree, they're gone, and I don't have them anymore. So I wanted something a little bit smaller. I started thinking, well, I could build something smaller. I could, do something like this, but, I actually saw the Iguanariums. Trey Beck, Reptile Junkie. Trey, April, how you guys doing? Trey has one. He's got sugar gliders in it. I reached out to him. He said he likes it just fine. I guess he had to do something with the holes for the brackets on the inside. His weren't lining up, so he had to break out the drill and get his fixed. I also saw that Kenan Harkin of Camp Kenan, he's got using one as sort of a grow out for one of his baby cycloras that he has, and I can't remember the little guy's name. He talks about him all the time. But I saw that he had one because he opened it up from the top with that little top door, and I said, that's pretty cool. So when two guys like that who are well known in the reptile hobby, they have them, I said, well, let me start looking into them. And again, reptilesupplycompany.com, the price was right, so I went ahead and ordered 2 of them. But anyways, this was what I tried last year. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. If anybody has made it this far into the video in the Hampton Roads area and you want to make me an offer on it and you think you can use it or improve it or whatever, yeah, hook me up. I could sell it, no heartburn, make me an offer. Alright, so anyways, that was my try to have them outdoors last summer. Didn't work out the way I wanted it to, so I'm hoping that the Iguanariums will fit the bill this time. I think I'm probably about done with this video. I'm disappointed that this particular camera, my Olympus tracker, shut off after 19 minutes. I'm trying to download from the GoPro right now, which can be a pain in the butt because the GoPro videos do not like hour-long videos, or the software doesn't, so we'll see. Hopefully I don't crash a million times. Hopefully I have a time-lapse of the just shy of an hour it took me to assemble the Iguanarium, and I'll probably just have that a screenshot somewhere as I'm talking about, doing my commentary. I'm not going to make you guys watch, boring me sweating out there, screwing stuff together. But it's a good product. I like it. The doors could be secured a little bit better. Once it's all put together, once those internal brackets get done, it's very sturdy. It's on casters. It's lightweight. The screen size is good for, medium, slightly larger, any kind of lizards. Like I said, my nightingales, my adult nightingales could probably go out in it with ease. But I like it. Zoom Ed, good job. I'm going to tag you guys on Twitter. Recognize the review I just did for you. No. But that's about it. Again, I hope you guys have a great holiday weekend, a great Memorial Day weekend. Today is Memorial Day. Don't forget what that's all about. And until next time, take care.